Hi everybody, welcome to Commander Critic. So in this video I want to talk about the 5 Precon decks from Tarkir Dragonstorm. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to give my opinion on which commander I think is better just from seeing the deck lists, without having actually had a chance to try them out yet because they haven't come out yet. And then I'm also going to mention which of the reprints I think is going to be best support for that commander that I chose to kind of run the deck. First deck I want to talk about is Abzan Armor, and the commander is Felithar the Steadfast. He is a wall commander, and I know that there have been several other wall commanders in the past. So basically, your creatures do their combat damage based on their toughness instead of their power, and then if they have Defender, they can attack as if they didn't. However, he has a third ability, which you can tap some mana and sack a creature and draw cards equal to the sacrificed creature's toughness, and then you discard cards equal to the power. And then you get to get some card advantage. And if you run any cards that allow you to have no max hand size, then it's really going to help you out because you can just load your hand with all the cards and you don't have to discard. The reprint I think that's best for this deck is definitely Seaboard Muse. Now I love this card just in general, and it's great that it sees a reprint in this commander deck. And basically you can attack with your creatures, and then on the next person's turn, you get to untap all your creatures and have them for blocking. So that's extra value there, basically gives them vigilance. So I think that it's a great addition. It's going to be great support. I know wall decks are popular, and I can't wait to see how this deck plays out. The next deck I want to talk about is Sultai Arisen, and the commander is Kodis Sibsig Champion. Now, basically, it wants you to cast creatures out of your graveyard. But to do that, you must exile 3 cards and then pay the mana cost. And if you do that, you get a 1/1 counter on your commander. Now, I think that's fun. I love graveyard recursion decks. And I think the best reprint to go with this synergy is Hedron Crab, because you can just mill yourself 3. And maybe you'll get a good creature you want to cast. Or you can just have 3 cards that you're willing to exile to get a creature out that's already been in the graveyard. So I think this is going to be fun. You're going to want to put things in your graveyard, and it's going to do a lot of things, and I think this deck is going to be popular, and I can't wait to see how it plays out, just like any of these decks. I don't know how they're going to play out in practice, but this is just my thoughts in theory. Third deck I want to talk about is Mardu Surge, and it is piloted by Zergo Stormender. Now this is a token deck, and when he attacks, you get a 1/1 token creature that's also tapped and attacking. And if that creature happens to die in combat, you get to draw a card. But if not, you do have to sack it at the beginning of your end step. And when you do that, each opponent loses a life. So there's still a little bit of value with that. This is a go-wide deck. There's a lot of cards in there that want tokens. And so for that reason, I want to say that Divine Visitation is the best reprint, because it's an enchantment that says when you create a token, your token comes in as a 4/4 flying angel with vigilance instead. So it's going to get you some value. You're going to have a great bunch of flying creatures. And this card is an awesome reprint for any deck that wants to go wide, that runs that color. And this is the deck I'm most looking forward to, so I'm really excited about it. Okay, the fourth deck I'm going to talk about today is Jeskai Striker. And the commanders are Shiku and Narset Unified. Now, it's a Spellslinger deck. That's not my thing. I know that they are very popular. I tried it. That's just not the style that I play. But, like I said, I know it's very popular. And basically, if you cast your second card per turn, your spell, then you get to copy it, and you can choose new targets with a copy. But if you choose not to copy it, you get to draw a card. So there's value there either way. And the reprint, I think, I like best for this deck is Archmage Emeritus, because it says whenever you cast a spell or copy a spell, you draw a card. So with your commander and the Archmage out, you cast your spell, you draw a card, and if you decide to copy the spell, you get to draw 2 cards. Or if you don't decide to copy the spell, you only get 1 card, but you're still getting that card advantage. And I mean, everybody knows that drawing cards is the most powerful, best thing you can do in the game, because it gives you more things you can do and more ways to react and to deal with situations. So, like I said, I'm not a Spellslinger player, but I can see how this will be a lot of fun for those who do like to play those types of decks. So I think that this deck's going to be a very fun deck to play for those people. The last deck I chose, and I chose it last because I think it's the weakest of all of them. And I really tried going through this deck and tried to figure out how to make it work the best with the better commander. And it's tough because it's so expensive, and if you cast it a couple of times, it's going to be really hard to keep casting it. It does allow you to put free dragons on the battlefield, which is good, but people are going to want to remove it. And I don't think it's going to do the things you want it to do, but I think it is the better commander for the deck. Dragon Tempest, in my opinion, is the best reprint because you're going to get to do damage every time a dragon enters. You can choose a player or a creature. So that's going to get you value running with this commander. But yeah, like I said, I really tried to figure out a best way that this deck could work, but I don't think it's going to get there. But that's my opinion. I think there are a lot of better dragon commanders and better dragon decks out there. But I don't know. What do you think? Let me know if you plan on getting this deck and what you think about it. And actually all the decks. Which ones are you excited about? And which ones are you not so excited about? What types of cards do you think you want to change out? And different ideas about how to make those decks better. And which commander for the deck do you think is going to be better? Let me know in the comments. And again, yeah, if you like what you see, please subscribe. And let me know what you think. All right. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time.